Hello, my name is Sveta, and I'm a lead search engine marketing manager at wargaming.net, and what winning online game developer and publisher. Famous for its World of Tanks MMO game, Wargaming is one of the leaders in free-to-play MMO market across console, mobile, and PC. Um, on a daily basis, I'm responsible for global user acquisition for mobile and desktop platforms through Google AdWords, Yandex, Bing, and other search engine marketing platforms. 1 year ago, I had the chance to participate in the launch of World of Tanks Blitz, a mid-core 1 gig mobile game, established for 2 platforms on iOS and Android. Can you imagine what it's like to play a tank-based game on smartphone? Yeah, it's really challenging. That's why the promotion of the game was not so obvious at the beginning, at least. From the first day of launch up till now, we faced many questions and ways of how to conduct our media buying. And today I would like to share some cases and I don't know, ways of how we do our media buying through Google AdWords. So let's look at the beginning to understand what we had. So first of all, lack of LTV data. For sure, there was no opportunity to calculate the LTV until we collected enough data on BI side. But we had no chance, and we need to do media buying. That we are lucky guys because we have a big brother World of Tanks, and it helped us to understand our future audience. At the same time, we understood that the user's behavior could be different. That's why a couple of assumptions were made. First of all, we understood that lifetime will be a bit longer than an average one. We were expecting that it should be that the user will start paying a bit later, and the third assumption was about a metric that we should use for traffic optimization. For sure, it should be a stable metric in the conversation funnel of the user. It should correlate with a payment behavior, and the main requirement is a time frame on which a user should achieve this level. In our case, we choose a metric that happens in 59% of cases within 3-5 days after install. All these things are very similar to World of Tanks PC. And we had 1 gig mobile game, so it means that media buying would be challenging for us, and we understood that we had no possibility to provide an average CPI to advertising networks. That's why we decided to run a test CPC campaign through Google AdWords. and it gave us some possibilities. We were able to cover huge inventory through self-managed platform. We were able to understand the granular conversion metrics like CTR, CPI, CPC, and so on. We were able to understand our real CPI prices and understood the difference between conversion rate for paid and organic traffic. It was a great possibility to fastly modify campaign structure, I don't know, creatives, beats, and so on to meet our KPIs. So let's go deeper into the specific details of how we managed our first campaigns with Google AdWords, and I'll share some interesting experiments that we have done. Everyone knows that detailed and deep structure of the campaigns is a must-have for PC advertising campaigns. But in the mobile world, it's a little bit different. So, being experienced with World of Tanks PC, we decided to create the same structure for Blitz. And we created many campaigns with many audiences, with many creatives, and so on and so forth. But these campaigns didn't bring us enough impressions. For sure, it needed to be changed. And we simplified the structure. We relaunch our campaigns. We create just a few campaigns and run the campaigns, and it's as a result the volume of installs increased heavily. It's always an open question: what should we track, installs or in-game event? Should I pass events or installs into the user interface in AdWords? And we run a test, and here is the results. You can see it. Just keep in mind that to pass events as a postbacks, it's tricky because of technical issues that could be, yeah, and it works just for big markets and big audiences. There are two options in Google AdWords to optimize your campaigns based on converted clicks and based on unique conversions. We run a test as well. On the 10th of September, we change converted click to unique conversions, and the number of installs and the CPI decreased. But after some time, the number of installs back to the previous level, and but with the lowest CPI. Yeah, it's cool. There are good feature in Google AdWords called Conversion Optimizer for Spenders. It means that you can target users who spend money in games. Google provides these users like an audience in user interface, and you can use it. So as a result, we saw a higher CPI than our regular campaigns, but as a result, these users were paying more actively, and these users, this campaign had a higher ROI. The best practice is to link your Google Play account with Google AdWords account. It gives the possibility to target the users who installed your game. But honestly, there are two types of campaigns. First of all, it's if you choose re-engagement type of campaign, you will target just users who installed your game. But if you run a regular user acquisition campaign through AdWords, you will target just users who uninstalled the game. So you can use special offers, special creatives to have a higher conversion rate. So it works. Recently, Google Play Search became available for advertisers, and it's really a new channel for user acquisition. The only thing that is not very convenient is that you can't split Google Search and Google Play Search traffic. But anyway, there are numbers. You can see the numbers of clicks, installs, and conversion rate. I don't know. It's a very cool thing. One day we noticed some strange installs coming through Google AdWords in our tracking system, but these installs were not attributed to any mobile campaign. And we were surprised when we noticed that our YouTube pre-roll campaign for World of Tanks PC, running in parallel to our mobile campaigns, was bringing us extra installs. It happens because it's impossible to exclude tablets from Google AdWords PC campaigns. That the only thing and the only way not to lose these users was to show them a message about World of Tanks Blitz. As a result, pre-roll PC campaign brought us 13% of all AdWords mobile installs. Here is another option in terms of PC campaigns. Yeah, you can just add your app extensions and get extra installs from your regular PC campaigns. As you might know, World of Tanks Blitz is supported by approximately 100 devices. So it was really important for us to target only available devices. But there was a possibility to choose the devices from the list that provides by Google. And how do you think how many devices we can match? I mean, find in our list and in Google AdWords. 200. So it's you can imagine that the volume was really very low, and it was awful. But now when you link AdWords and Google Play account, it's possible to target all available devices in your Google Play settings. That's very important to update your Google Play account in terms of new devices and be up to date. It's always very interesting topic about creatives. It's not a secret that video works better than image or text, but we were surprised when discovered that the efficiency depends on the creative's lens as well. And nothing strange. 47% comes from 50-second videos, 33 comes from 20-second video and 20 from 30 seconds. Nothing surprise, but if you look deeper into our tracking system, we can see that conversion rate is different, and 50-second video became for us the most expensive. So it's very important to upload all your creatives, rotate them, see how it works for you, improve your KPIs and so on, because it's a huge possibility. So honestly, that's all I would like to cover today, and really it's time to improve my conversions for October. Please download the game. Yeah, and questions if you have.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Any questions? I've got a question. So a lot of what you were talking about was AdWords and Android, Google, obviously. What about iOS? Did you manage to do very much? I mean, how did that work in the iOS space?
Yeah, it's all about Android and iOS as well.
So it works just as well.
Yeah.
The same thing works on
almost.
But you can't get, because obviously you can't get that connection between
yeah.
Play Store.
Some features are just for Android for sure, but in general, yeah, it's almost the same.
So you could get the same sort of effects both on Android and on iOS. Okay.
Hello, my question is about, because you are coming from Russia, there's also Yandex. What is the percentage of users coming from all three platforms? I mean, from Android, iOS, and the Yandex?
Yandex just tasting mobile traffic. So it's just, you can buy it, but just in the web. It's not so good for us. We are trying to buy just in-app traffic.
Any other questions? You were mentioning earlier on at the start about LTV, lifetime value, and that you hadn't got lifetime value, obviously, because it was a new game. I was two things. One was, now you've done that, did you find a great deal of difference between the LTV that you saw on Blitz compared to the PC game? Was there actual differences, or were they actually fairly consistent?
Yeah, for sure. It's different games, but with different mechanics. So we just used the same events, the same users' behavior, but not LTV.
So you couldn't use that data from even now looking back at it. You couldn't actually reuse that data back.
For sure, it's different games.
Okay.
What's your attribution window for calculating ROI, and what's your attribution window to get profitable on the campaign?
Attribution window 30 days. 30. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pain. I think it depends on the tracking system you use. So now we use 30 days. But anyway, you can see assistant installs, assistant events, and then we track last click.
I'm talking not about attribution of the source of the click. I'm talking about attribution revenue to install. So let's suppose you acquire traffic for, let's say, $3, and then it generates, this install generates money.
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah, I mentioned that we have a long lifetime.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's unique game because users start paying with a delay. It should be maybe in a month or 2 months. So I can say, so we have a correlation between in-game event and predictive amount of money that this user will bring us.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any other questions? No? Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.